When I seems lost, thoughts lead you astray. Then I cry, then I feel pain. Why do I for so much. I would love to feel your touch. Baby, I don't know where to go. I feel so lost without you. Baby, I don't know where to go. I feel so lost without you. Baby, I don't know where to go. I feel so lost without you. Baby, I don't know where to go. I feel so lost without you. Save me before I pass out. Save me before I pass out. So let go. I don't want to, but I'm gonna try. When she left me, yeah, died a little bit inside. You know, maybe things are gonna be alright. 'Cause I just wanna see the light.
It's
I just wanna
TS2
see the
Showtime!
light.
And they're on in a great time. That's right. But I know which way to go. Left or right.
I wonder.
It's all eyes on the Ferrari. Stylo has done the impossible. This is the move. This is the moment. And that puts in Rapture on the podium. But it's this man who comes home victorious. It's Red Bull and Drix who win. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another amazing weekend here at Moose Racing League. We are here in the best track of the rest of them. We're at Vegas, one of the brand new circuits here for F1 23, and I'm so excited to be joined here with my wonderful, great friend, Mr. Midnight Killer. Midnight, how are you, my guy?
I'm doing fantabulous this afternoon here on the West Coast, and I'm excited for hopefully a nice, cold, dry, arid race here in the City of Sin.
Yeah, that it is the City of Sin. Now, I know there was something that you wanted to say specifically about Vegas, because you love this place, so go ahead and let us know why you love this place.
Why do I love it?
Yeah.
Because Viva Las Vegas, baby.
Oh, I was so excited to hear that. Oh man, yeah, you're right. This city is the City of Sin, and this track has been full of sin all day long. We've had so many safety cars. I think probably more than the entire season combined, effectively, for every single tier. It's been absolutely bonkerinos, and I am so excited to see how this one's going to play out. I think it's going to be not as properly chaotic as we, probably, would expect for Moose Racing League, but I also always have faith in Tier 1. I always say, they're actually going to do a really good job, and I still believe so tonight. I think that tonight's actually going to be pretty clean. What about you? What are you thinking?
I'm hoping for the same. Tier 2, I think we finally had one full lap around Las Vegas track here, and then a safety car came out around like sector 1 of lap 2.
Yep.
Like that gives me hope for our esteemed gentleman here in Tier 1, but rest assured, I'm sure these egos are going to get in the way. So I'm excited to see what drama ensues.
Yep, you are correct. There are always big egos that get in the way that are almost as big as these F1 cars. But these things are pretty giant to be getting around these tight city streets of Las Vegas. Obviously, we're racing down the strip here at Las Vegas. Let's go ahead and take a look at that track map that we're talking about right now. We got 17 turns across 6.1 kilometers or 3.8 miles. It's actually one of the longest tracks on the F1 calendar, but the lap times do not, yield to that thought because you're going so dang fast. When you're blasting down the straightaway, you are oftentimes getting to almost the top speed out of any other track on the circuit, if not the highest speed you could get to right next to Monza, the template speed. Drivers will be getting upwards of 230 miles an hour here down the strip of Las Vegas. That's a recipe for disaster as they're coming into the third to last corner. I call it the pig's butt, as this track kind of looks like an upside down pig. Down there at turn 14. There's definitely a high chance of things going wrong right there. So I'm excited to see if that's actually going to take place or if we're going to have that cleanliness that we're obviously hoping for. Now, when you were looking at this track, Midnight, where do you think that we're going to see the most unorthodox overtakes tonight?
It's going to be the chicane in Sector 1.
You really
it's
think
for
so?
sure. I really feel like it. I mean, there's sometimes, depending on what the tire strategies are going to be at the time, and there's, like I mentioned, the egos. I know there's going to be some guys who feel like they can squeeze by ever so slightly, just around one of those, maybe the exit of that little chicane. But that's probably that's the trickiest part too, because you got a blind corner.
That's true.
So it'll be exciting to see what happens.
That's a very good point.
And if anyone does try any cheeky moves up into that area of the track.
That's a very good point. Well, since we're talking a little bit about these drivers, well, we may as well go ahead and go over the race notes. And the first note that I had to mention tonight is the fact that Mercedes has 2 reserve drivers after winning last week with Drix. And so they are running that double reserve grid. So I'm wondering if it's going to be, this crazy genius play or if it's going to backfire. I'm pretty excited to see about, how that's going to work out. Minico, of course, is another driver, is holding on by a thread. He is barely holding on to the lead of this championship, but he's still holding on. After that first win of the season, he's been kind of holding himself up at the top level, but just barely. So we'll see if he can continue that one. And of course, there's lots of overtaking opportunities here. As you mentioned, that chicane will be a pretty brave one, but plenty into turn 14, into turn 1 as well. We'll probably see another attempt here or there, and maybe even that back chicane on your way down into the pit lane as well. There's a potentiality for a spot there. Now, I think it's about time that we go ahead and take a look at this race that we got going on, because we're in qualifying, isn't it?
Yeah, some guys are in the thick of it already. No one really, I mean, a 31-1 for Axis so far is pretty fast, but I'm expecting to see some folks dip into the mid-30s possibly, and I'm looking at you,
sure.
Giants fan.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to see some mid-30s. I think that our poll is going to be a 30.4. That's a pretty aggressive poll prediction, but I really do think a 30.4 is genuinely possible here. For these drivers, they're absolutely insane. So I'm excited to see if they can prove me right, if they're going to prove me wrong on that one. Now, since we're here in Vegas, we've obviously talked a little bit about the track. I said we go ahead and take a look at some of the other tracks that we've got coming up for the rest of this season, which for whatever reason did not show. It's weird. Oh, well, looks like it doesn't show it. Too bad. We're not going to take a look at it. The next track is going to be Spain. That's what matters. Which is quite a juxtaposition from here with a high-speed track of Vegas. I mean, we're going from, basically almost 0-0 wings to like 40-40s?
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot difference with the downforce change in Spain. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot more twisty and turny and ups and downs, a little bit of those hills. So it'll be a nice change of pace, though. Everyone's familiar with it. You would expect to see a lot more cleaner racing across these earlier tiers.
That's a good point. Yeah, now, speaking of cleaner racing, I say we go ahead and take a look at the race from last week, which was clean up at the very top end, but a little bit crazy at the bottom end. Of course, we saw Drix win by a ridiculous margin. The biggest margin we've had so far all season long, with then, I believe it was Giants fan coming home in second, and don't blink, otherwise known as throat yogurt for whatever reason, came home in third. It was his first podium of the season, so, it's been a bit of a shake-up race last week. Do we think we're going to see an equally shake-up-y race this week?
I mean, Drix isn't in it. Yeah, it's just going to be, who knows what's going to happen at the end of this race. It's going to be 25 laps of madness. If we get 5 safety cars, it's going to be even more drama. So there's definitely going to be something fishy going to go on today.
That is a good point. Now, we've already talked a little bit about the fact that Minico is barely holding on, but take a look at these points that he's holding on by. It is such a slim margin. It's leading by 4 points right now. He's holding on over Giants fan, and of course, third being Drix, which is crazy that he's at least sitting in third, and he's missed like half the races. That just shows you how dang good he is. Just outside of that, though, is Magical Forehead. You know, he's a rookie, and we've said a lot of really good things about him, and I'm excited to see what he can do for the rest of the season. He's one that I'm watching today for sure.
It feels like if he's not winning, he might have taken himself out of the race.
That's a good point. Actually, he is kind of an all-or-nothing driver, is he not? That's a really good point. Well, speaking of all or nothing, let's go ahead and take a look at these standings. And some of these teams have been going all or nothing every single week. We've got Mercedes still holding down the top spot going into this week. Now, they are obviously in a vulnerable position after some of their other results from earlier today. So they may be in a bubble spot against Williams, Aston Martin, and potentially even McLaren, who we scored ourselves a 1-3 in Tier 5, which definitely helped out. So it'll be very interesting to see how these standings are going to shake up post this week. Jordan is in the chat right now. He says, it's been a rough week for us, and I can't agree more. It's been a little bit rough. Now, Midnight, you and your Ashton team, they're sitting in third right now. How are you feeling about your team's current standings?
I mean, I think we would like to have seen some better performances, maybe at Qatar and Hungary. But with that being said, I know this weekend we've come out on top. Maybe not on top, but with some really good points in like top 5, top 6 finish, I believe, as well. Yeah. So Aston, we're sitting prime right now, and especially with that weekend that Mercedes had,
that is true.
Even better.
That's a good point. Now, Toby also puts up a really good point that Red Bull has been on the podium with at least one driver for every single race today.
Okay.
So them sitting down in 7th place might not be a consistent thing after the end of the day today. They're sitting at 216 points, dead even with the Alfa Romeos. And so far, even though Mercedes has a 47-point gap, they're nowhere near a blowout right now. Like, McLaren's only 100 points off, which seems like a lot, but, you know, Mercedes got 127 points in 1 week.
Yeah.
So 100 points is nothing, especially with a little more than with this race plus then the other half of the season to go. At the end of today, we are exactly at the halfway point for the season. So you never know what could happen. It could all get crazy now. Speaking of crazy, how about this qualifying session so far? Still Axis in the reserve Mercedes role has the provisional pole position. How about that?
Yeah, it's a big surprise. I mean, we haven't really. He's been a reserve driver for a few of these previous races to start off this season, and I mean, he might have been battling for some of those bottom points positions, but I mean, it seems like this is the first time we've seen him at the top of the grid.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, speaking of somebody who wants to get to the top of the grid, it's this guy, Mr. Nathan. He's about to finish a hot lap, and he puts himself third with that one at 31.330. That's pretty rapid. Now, take a look. Sketchy Bull and Minico. 1/1000th of a second separates them already, and we're barely even into the thick of qualifying. That's disgusting. The gaps, man. We've got, okay, take a look at this. Right now, 9th through 13th are separated by 0.05 of a second.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude, in a track like Vegas, where there is almost no room for error,
right.
What about these gaps? What do you think of this? Do you think this proves that it's going to be good, or is it scary?
They have to be patient. I mean, it's going to be scary, right? Because I don't think these guys are going to be that patient. I think they're going to find... I know I was definitely chomping at the bit when someone looked like they might have, just gone off the racing line a little bit, and you have that speed just a little bit more, and you just squeeze in, and then the walls close it in, and then you're out of the race. So
yep.
I think that might happen quite a few times here.
That's a very good point. Yeah, it is definitely pretty easy for people to get impatience here. Jordan mentions that Axis was Drix's recommendation to take that seat.
Okay.
So Jordan says he chooses who takes his seat. I mean, I don't blame you. It's the most winningest driver of all MRL, which is pretty impressive. Now, somebody that I wanted to focus on today, just to pay attention to, is this guy right here who's sitting in 7th, Xylo. After last season being barely beaten to the championship, he has had a bit of a rough start this season, and I'm wondering what he's going to be doing to pull it back. And do you think this race will be one that he can use to kind of, break that anti-momentum, or do you think it's going to be another one that's not going to be, one for him to remember?
This isn't one of the tracks that he's going to be wanting to hope to make a big jump at. I mean, he's going to need a lot of luck. Sitting in 7th, you're right in the middle of the pack. You're not starting so far back, you're starting on that curve. But, I mean, just seeing how close even the guys in front of him are, it's 0.03 of a second between him and 4th place, Sketchy Bull. So, again, and just another, we're going to see so many close battles Lots of groups battling it out. Maybe a long DRS train if they're really smart and just everyone plays patiently and just lets the others take themselves out.
That's
I
a
mean,
good
that's
point.
right. That would be the best case scenario. But again, it's Vegas, baby.
It's Vegas, baby, and somebody who's been gambling on his strategies and has not always paid off, but today it looks like it is paying off, is Minico. Look at that gambling joke. He is currently sitting in provisional P1 at 30.7. Right as soon as that lap time came in, Stig threw in a what in the chat. I think he may have seen that and been like, what the heck? Because that's a nasty time. That is a nasty time to 30.7. I think I said a 30.5. Is that what I said?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of expecting for tier 1, but not Minico. He really doesn't boast about his time or his quality pace. And yeah, I mean his best start this season has been what, 4th? So
yeah, it hasn't been great. You're right. Well,
let's see if the track's getting faster here.
I think it is. I think a lot of these drivers are starting to kind of make their decisions to go in and get into that lull period. Somebody who's out early, which I don't know if I agree with, is CDR Nathan. He's out on an out lap. Probably came out right around 5 minutes and 30 seconds ish or so. I think that's a little bit too early to be going out and trying to set a lap. You know, I think you're putting yourself vulnerable for that very bottom bit of the track evolution. And you're not going to be able to take advantage of it. Now, somebody also that I want to pay attention to that I want everybody to know is Breakster 2, or Brake Tester, 2, at the very bottom, 16. That is Sanchez, otherwise known as Santiago Robles. This man has, otherwise known as, what was his other one? He's had Richard Tantrum?
Yeah, that
Richard
one.
Tantrum. Yep. Yeah, this guy's had so many different names, and every single time it results in the same thing, ridiculous pace, but finds a way to crash it himself. So let's see if that trend continues, or if the new name is the trick for him to have slightly better consistency in the race. CDR Nathan is just about to start a hot lap. Let's see what he's got right here. Comes around turn 1. Looks pretty solid, pretty dialed in. Gets a little bit of a twitch. Oh, man, he's going to want to abort this one pretty quickly, I think. That twitch loss of grip right there coming out of turn 1 is going to make a big, hurdle for him to improve. As of right now, though, he's still hauling. On his way down to turn 3, uses all the road on the left side. Good exit speed coming out of turn 3. Hard to get a good exit there, but now we're at the most challenging part of this circuit, the front hoof of the pig. Really early brake there for CDR Nathan, though. Tries to carry speed through the corner versus braking late and trying to come in hot. So a bit of a different approach than what I've seen a lot of drivers take, but he's still flying through it. There he is, and is he up? No, he's down half a second. He's going to be aborting this one for sure. And we've already got an ego retire of Minico. He's decided that's the best I can do. I'm done. So Minico's done, which is crazy. It's a quick ego retire, and CDR Nathan, no way is he gonna be trying to better this lap right now. He was half a second down in his best. He's actually still trying, which I'm kind of surprised with. He's burning energy and everything. He's lost 0.6. I don't know why he's trying. Maybe he's just trying to get back to the pits as quick as possible and see if he can get out there with like 2 minutes to go, which I think he might be able to do. Be really tight, though. He's going to be really, really pushing that. Yeah, he's trying to get back to the pits as quick as he can. Look at him. He's flying back to the pits. Nathan is in the danger zone right now.
I think he might. Let's see how fast his pit crew can get him in and back out. This is a long wait.
It's a long way. And everybody else is on track except for like 6 people. So he is really hanging this one out to dry at the very end of what is feasible. It's so brave, or slash a mistake.
Yeah, he might look out, though, too, with how much traffic it looks to be, especially with those first cluster of, what is that, I don't know, 7, 8 drivers or so just coming around to start a Sector 2.
Yep, that's true. Now, I also do want to point something out. Did you know that 5th through 17th are separated by half of a second? We're at that point. We're at that point. It's gotten amazingly close. Every single week we keep, mentioning how insanely close these gaps are. But I want to mention to everybody, I want you guys all to know that are either relatively new here, if you guys have been here for a while. This is new for us here at Moose Racing League. We've never been this competitive, and it's really exciting to see just how intense it's gotten at the business end of these qualifying sessions, where every single driver has a really good shot at a good result. And we've got Chosen Toby with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Says Moose Racing League. I love most of y'all. Well, you know what? Most of y'all love you too, Toby. That is really funny. That is
Oh
really
yeah, we love
funny.
you, Toby.
No, all of us do. That's pretty good. That was pretty clever. Oh wow. Well, we're gonna go ahead and watch some of these drivers here and the final little bits of their race. I'm so excited to see a few of these drivers put down their best shot. Now, somebody who is a sneaky quick person at this track is this guy, Speedy Goose. Did you know he's top 100 in the world at this track? Though,
Oh really?
almost half of our drivers are also top 100, to be fair, which would put him somewhere around that 8th to 10th place position if he can set up, a lap that's really something for him to remember. But right now, he's 1.5 tenths up on his best lap, and right now he has a 31.65, which would put him at a 31.5 if he has no more improvement. Great corner right there through 12. That was as textbook as it possibly could have gotten. He is flying right here. I'm curious to see what he's got. This is definitely not some bias coming through. This is just me saying, hey, I'm genuinely curious what he's got because he's had a bit of a tough beginning of the season. I know he wants to improve from how it started so far.
Wow.
Speedy Goose blasting down the back straight, 220 miles an hour into turn 14. Bit of an early or bit of a late break, honestly. I don't think he got as much grip as he could have on those final few corners. And he's giving it the best he's got. Let's see what he can do as he comes across the line in just a second. Axis right now has a 31.165. That's his best time. What Speedy Goose got? A 31.408, improves 2.5 seconds. Only moves in 3 positions. Let's try 2.5 tenths. And he's now down another one. People are starting to crawl in front of him. Magical Forehead, though, is done with qualifying. And Xylo is sitting in 3rd right now. Oh my gosh. Xylo is also done with his qualifying, so that's the best he's got is a 31.211. That's a good lap, though. Sketchy Bull is up in his time, 1.5 tenths. He's moving. This could put him potentially up in that fight for a 6th, 5th, 4th kind of thing. However, again, bad turn 14 in my opinion. I think he was a little bit late in the brakes, avoided the curbing. I think he probably had a little bit more to give. Another super chat from Toby. Thank you so much. Safety car with 6 laps left, please, is what he's hoping for. There's a possibility for it. What has Sketchy Bull got here? He puts himself in 2nd. With a ridiculous hot lap.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. And the only one left to come through, there's only 2. It's Dougie Falcons, who only goes to 19th, and Braided Axe. What's he got right there? Is he going to be a hero, and he's going to knock Speedy Goose out of the top 10 of qualifying, or is he going to stay in the bottom 10? He does not knock Speedy Goose out. He goes 13th, though he does improve 2.5 tenths. He's only got a 31.474. I say only. That's unreal. And that's our qualifying order set in stone. Wow. How about that for a final, huh?
It's great. And I was paying close attention to how this was going to play out for Nathan. He missed out on starting a hot lap of his own just by about 4 seconds. Oh. And as you see, he got bumped down to 8th. He was in 4th place.
Yeah, he was in a really good spot. Well, speaking of which, you want to go ahead and read us off our order?
We got Minico starting P1, our Drivers' Championship leader in the Aston. Sketchy Bull in P2 with a great lap to finish things off for us here in quali with starting P2. Axis, the reserve driver in Mercedes, sitting in for Drix in P3 to finish off our podium positions. Xylo rounding off the 2nd row in the Ferrari. We got Bops in P5. Don't Blink in P6, Magical Forehead in P7, CDR Nathan in P8, Giants Fan in P9, and we have Speedy Goose in P10 to round out the podium positions. Yeah. And we'll take a quick look. I think it's going to be Doblas in P11. I see Yellow Snowman in P12.
It's crazy. Snowman in P12? How wild is that to think of, dude?
This guy, man, I don't know. There's a Alpha Tauri in P13 that I'm missing the name of here. Rich Sebi in P14, so he's looking all right, somewhat, just in the middle of the pack, right at that start of the turn. It's going to be interesting for him. Scornsy in the Red Bull P15, Gamer P16. The other Aston Martin, Mr. Sanchez in P17, Zeech P18. Dougie Falcons, the other reserve driver in P19, and Andy in the Ferrari, rounding things off for us.
Now, I do want to mention, we had the Ego retire from Minico, and he was the only one to get into the 30s. Everybody else was in 31s. What the heck? That's
a surprise.
with a solid ego retire to is a genuine, as Twan says, walk-off pole position. That was just unreal. He was a solid, I think, 4/10 ahead of the next best driver who was set up in P2, being Sketchyable, which that's hard to do, to beat somebody that bad in qualifying. So insane lap from Miniko. It's his first pole position here in Moose Racing League. I know he's stoked about it. This season's been a season that he's actually been pretty happy with. However, we're already racing. Oh my gosh. We had no
Here we
lights
go.
going. Oh, we got a drive-through in the back. Andy had a huge drive-through, and it's already pulled a VSC from Andy driving through hardcore. A VSC is out. He's put himself back down to 19. He's like, let me just go ahead and get back up there. Oh my gosh, the Red Bull Scornsy just throttled it right into the back of somebody. Oh, man. Hopefully it stays VSC, but Scornsy now has a broken front wing. Yet that front left of his wing is broken, so Scornsy's gonna have to run to the pits, and it will stay VSC.
Gosh.
We will not go full safety car. VSC only. Tolby is not stoked about that one as the team principal. That is the least, that's like the worst thing he wants to see right now, is his driver lose a portion of his front wing on the start line. But it's better than what we've had every other tier. We've had a safety car basically on the start for every single tier. That's crazy.
Right. Right.
So, you know what? Improvement. Andy up 5 positions off that drive-through, but doesn't have a drive-through. Hold on a second. So,
right. I'm confused by that. He got a huge jump, didn't he?
He did. I think what happened was probably one of those glitched moments where it just gave him the opportunity to go early. And yeah, you have to take it technically. But he was good sportsman about it, and he was like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and slow it down a little bit. He tried to actually slow down for everybody, but it's one of those unfortunate glitches in the game, which has been happening to a few different tiers, actually. I saw it happen in Tier 2 last week. Now we got Rich Sebi putting some pressure on 13th place of Braided Axe. We already got to pass up a little bit ahead. So don't blink, and Magic Forehead making a move, potentially. Magic Forehead actually way ahead. Easily through. And we got a slow car ahead. It looks like it's Bob's. Bob's loses actually, no, it was Axis lost the position. He was a slow car. That's hard for me to say. It's rare. But Bob's not going to pass through him on the way into the final corner. Pretty easy pass, and Axis now sits down 2 positions. Now he's down to 5th. It's not a great starting lap for Axis, is it? Speaking of which, he just gets spun around. Oh my gosh, Magical Forehead just got him. Oh, and he just reset to track. Axis.
And that's going to be the game for him, essentially.
That's the race DQ already done. Oh, no.
Jordan probably not happy about that.
No, he is not. In fact, Axis is down 14 positions already with the race DQ, and we're only on lap 2. Oh, no. Andy has made up 7 positions off of that glitch. Wow, that worked out really great for him. It worked out terribly for everybody else down at the bottom. But now he's going to have to fight it so hard. He's got Gamer on the outside of him trying to get through. Looks for a switchback move, maybe. Gamer going to try to go for it. Oh, it's a little bit of an overcut in the front hoof of the pig. And can't quite find the move right there. We got a brake tester, otherwise known as Sanchez, right behind him, putting pressure on. And that's Miniko already at 3 seconds. Uh-oh. That's not good.
You do not want to see that. I mean, it's early enough. He's already got a second cushion, so he's out of the DRS range of Sketchy Bull. That might play into his hand, and we got a long race to go. The VSC might have helped out this crew as well, as we've seen a very calm start to this race so far.
It's funny, though, as we say it's calm, but actually there's a crazy storm going on at the very back of it. It's like 13th through 17th is so scrappy right now. They're all going 3-4 wide across like every single corner they possibly can, just to try to make up some advantage on each other. And it's not really working out for anybody at all. In fact, Yellow Snowman's really losing a lot of positions. A little bit higher up in front of them, it's Sanchez, otherwise known as Brake Tester, making 5 positions up already since the start. So he's hauling. It's a bit of a corner cut into the final corner. He's going to make a dive right here. Oh, not quite, though. Looks like Sebi was able to defend it, but there's a wide car of double A's, and they're almost 3 wide into turn 2. That's crazy tight. Sanchez keeps the throttle pinned and stays ahead of Rich Sebi. Bit of a brave overtake right there, but that's going to leave Rich Sebi vulnerable to Gamer now. He's going to lose another position. And Rich Sebi just dropping positions like flies, except makes the outside move. They still keep it somehow, and there's a broken wing right there in front.
Yes.
I'm not sure whose it is.
Debris on the track. Let's try to see and find out.
It's going to cause problems, I guarantee you. In fact, it's it's double ace. Dublas. I can see.
You're right. It's the Williams. It's the Williams.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. This is ridiculous, man. This is pretty good driving. Like, the fact that they've kept it pretty dang clean is quite impressive. Nobody's DNF'd yet. But it's been scrappy. So they're not, like, just giving each other extra bits of room just because they like each other. No, they're forcing each other to use every inch possible just to try to get some level of advantage, and it's only working for some. Now, somebody who's getting some advantage at the front is Xylo Sketchy Bull. That little battle right there, Sketchy Bull, looks like he held on to the lead in front of Xylo. In fact, Xylo lost 2 positions. Now Bops also got him. The 2 Alpines sitting second and third. And Xylo going to dump some energy, potentially to make a move. Doesn't have it, though. Has to stay behind. What, man? This is wild. We got a yellow flag. You see that?
It was a brake tester. It was, Richard Tantrum, Sanchez, Santiago Robles, a.k.a. the man of many names. He looked to be around and got himself in trouble. Now he's way in the back after finding himself up in 9th place. Now back into 16th in the back of the pack. He's not going to be happy about that.
No, he is not. Now, I want to give some highlights.
Oh!
Is that
he just crashed. Yes, he's done.
Oh, no. I'm going to go to Andy's camera. You can see him coming around turn 1. Is he on the right or left side of the track? He's on
like
the,
right in the
middle of the track.
Yeah.
Dead middle of the track. Oh, my gosh. Good thing the safety car came out, because that could have been really bad otherwise. Dead center of the track. We got a safety car lap 4. Okay, it took a little while, though. Not too bad.
It did, but our official first safety car, 4 laps in. I think they got a little bit of help again from that weird glitch at the start in the VSC, but we have that big pack in the front. Miniko's had some breathing room. He won't be happy about that.
No.
And then just it seemed like there was a DRS train from 8th with Giants fan all the way down to like 15th or 16th place for a good while.
Yeah, that DRS train is definitely starting to close up, obviously, post this restart. Now, I'm wondering what is going to happen with these strategies. Let's go ahead and take a look at people's tires right here. We got a lot of alternate strategies. In fact, the people that I think are on the best strategy right now are those that are on the softs, being Miniko, Bops, and Magical Forehead. They're all going to pit, I guarantee you. And they all should pit, and they should go on some mediums and get one more stop for a medium and call it a day. They're set. Even the hard runners have a hard choice to make whether or not they wanted to pit right now and get off of them and just go ahead and get on some mediums and run a double medium to the end. The guys that are on the mediums, which is the majority of the grid, about 70% of it, are going to have to stay on those. No way does it make sense for them to get off them. So,
So we see about a good third of the grid going into the pits. Pretty sure none of these guys, other than Doblas, are going to be fixing wing damage, as the Williams do have to double stack here.
However, Miniko just lost 2 positions in the pits.
Oh.
I think maybe he did have to. Did he have to change a wing, potentially?
Either that or just the cars coming in through the pits, he had to slow down and he had to wait.
Could have been it. Oh, man, that's tough. That allowed Bops to steal that spot. Forehead sits in second of, net, obviously, and then Miniko sits in third, net. Don't blink. Yellow Snowman, Giants fan, Gamer and Dublas, Scornsy and Braided Axe. They've all pit. Those that pit this lap was Dublas, Giants fan, Snowman, Blink, Miniko, Forehead, and Bops. Now, I also do want to mention we still got Axis sitting in 7th, and he is he's going to be in a bit of trouble. Now, Tolby says, Midnight, your shirt is hurting his eyes. Want to go ahead and give him a good show off?
I did. I made sure to give it a little, Hey. I'm a man of many tastes, Toby, okay?
Yeah, I was going to say, what team are you on?
I'm on Aston.
You're on what?
Aston.
Ah, that's the one. Okay. That was Ashton. Interesting. No, this race has been pretty good so far, honestly. Pretty solid. Axis actually outbreaking himself into the pig's butt under safety car and gets right alongside Zeech. Remember, Axis will be DSQ'd at the end of this race, as we did watch a reset to track, and it was in a position where the game couldn't have done it to him automatically. He would have had to do it on purpose. So that's tough, man, for the Mercedes garage. I'm sure they're not too stoked about this one.
Yeah, it's not looking good from their standpoint, but it happens. Some guys just aren't really familiar with the league rules, and yeah, it is what it is, right?
Yep. Now, he's actually right up tailing on Zeech, too. He's really, really, really close to him, so he's playing it a little bit aggressive, in my opinion, for under safety car conditions. It's been a bit of a sketchy spot for him to be in, but, he's doing all right. Dougie Falcons, the other reserve driver, sits in 8th. We do know Dougie Falcons to be quick, so he is not at all out of this thing whatsoever. And we're just kind of waiting on Braided Axe to catch back up to the pit, or catch back up to the pack, and we'll go ahead and get back going racing. Now, I'm wondering, if you are Jordan right now, and you are the team principal for Axis, what do you do? Do you tell him, hey, you may as well retire, you got to race TSQ anyway for a reset to track, or do you just let him drive?
I mean, I would try to tag him. I actually did see Gibbs tag him in the tier 1 chat too, just to try to give him the heads up. And yeah, I mean, you got Dougie Falcons, who's still in the running for some big points here, and Access could only ruin that, right? I would say so. You want to get him off the track at this point. He's a ghost essentially. That's
true. Yeah, it's a very good point. I mean, obviously, yeah, the goal would be to get him off the track, but is that going to happen? As you're mentioning, there's Dougie Falcons in this thing, so I don't think that's going to happen. Bops, though, sits in 9th on the net P1 position off of pit stops. He's going to be on a really good pit stop strategy here going forward, but he's in a tough spot right here. 9th place, dead center of the pack. It's a little bit scrappy here at Vegas. I'm curious to see how he's going to handle this restart, but at the top, that's who I want to watch. I want to see Xylo and Sketchable and how they handle this safety car restart going into turn 17 in just a second.
And there's the message, too, just previously.
Yep.
Let's just hope this safety car doesn't glitch out like it has in 2 tiers prior.
It looks like it's staying out.
Is he?
No, it's going in. There it is.
Okay, yeah, he's slowing down. He's good. There it is.
We're good. Good start from Xylo. Nathan, though, way better. He's going to go side by side with him into the 17th corner. Oh, that was brave from Nathan. Thought about trying to make a pass effectively on the line. That's really the only way you can do it with the yellow flag rules. Now we've got Zeech and Axis. Axis losing a position right there to Zeech, who's now up in front in 6th. Minico sits in 9th. Now passing up Bobs. They're side by side going through turn 2. It is as scrappy as it possibly could get. These two guys are going to go hardcore until they possibly, basically as late as they possibly can. Oh my gosh. It's a late break from both of them. Minico gets along the side of the wall, basically brushes and leaves some paint onto those Pirelli walls. And it's going to be, look at that spinning McLaren right there. Big dodge from Minico. Great job for him to be aware of that one and see that one coming. Speedy Goose made a bit of a mistake coming into the pig's foot, and Minico dodged that one masterfully. That was scary.
Keep your heads on, gentlemen.
Speedy Goose is under serious pressure. Look at this. Oh, he's going to get overtaken into the corner. That's a brave spot for Minico to go for it, but he went for it, and he got it done quite easily, actually, on those tire advantage. 6 laps to 2 laps. That's crazy how 4-lap difference can make that much of a grip difference, isn't it?
Right. Oh, my gosh. It's insane. It shows you just how much fresh tires can do for you. Sketchy Bull looks like he might have had a mistake coming out of that exit of just before the long strip straight, and Xylo was able to battle him down the line as they're going side by side almost through that final chicane coming down.
And we got Nathan actually stealing the position right there. So Nathan found his way up into 2nd place, and we got Stebby, who snuck his way in there as well, and then Sketchable now down into 4th. Yellow flag in the back, but it wasn't too bad. And now it's Nathan taking the lead of the race just barely with Xylo scrapping it in, and then Sebi's going to get aggressive, and he's going to take advantage of it. Sebi now holds down 2nd, but it's still side by side going through turn 2 with the Ferrari and the McLaren. The age-old battle is still alive and well here in Tier 1, and it's dead even going into turn 2 and turn 3. This is as close as it can get. Xylo might have to back out of it. He does not want to do it, though. Sebi pushed all the way to the edge of the wall. Doesn't clip it, though. He just barely holds on. Xylo giving him no more than he is desperately necessary to give him. And it's as scrappy as it can get.
Finally.
He finally gets through. Xylo has a little bit of an oversteer moment coming out of that pig's foot. And he has to relegate to 3rd. How about that for some racecraft?
Yes. We're going to keep seeing that. I mean, that DRS straight in Sector 1 just helps everyone stay, like, sucked to each other. It's great. It's great. We're going to keep seeing more.
Go ahead.
No, we're just gonna keep seeing more action like that coming in through those areas. So
Yeah, I agree. Now, speaking of DRS, did you know that we have a DRS train as soon as it turns on from 1st to 15th?
oh, look at that, we do. It's gonna be disgusting.
This is Moose Racing the Tier 1 or just F1 Esports? I don't even know, man. I think this has gotten pretty crazy so far. We got Rich Sebbia leading the race right here under massive pressure from the hard runner of CDR Nathan. Xylo sits in 3rd and makes a little bit of a mistake. I think he may have tapped the wall, broken a little bit of wing, or maybe slight damage. That was scary on that front left wing plate. He's got to be definitely careful of that one. Sketchable sits in 4th, Axis in 5th, Zeech in 6th, looking for a way through in front of Axis. Doesn't have it yet. Dougie Falcons in 7th. Minico sits in 8th, though, the farthest forward of the fresh tire runners, but he hasn't hardly been able to make any positions up. He might have a spot here in Dougie. Dougie squeezes him, makes him, back out of that one. And no opportunity there yet. We got a big crash into turn 1. It's Speedy Goose and Andy, I think. Yep, Andy makes a bit of a mistake. Braid Axe tries to get back on track. What does Braid Axe have? I think he might be broken. Damaged. He's looking really slow. He's just relegating. Interesting. I'm not sure exactly what happened to Braided Axe, but there was a yellow flag in turn 1. Somebody that I'm surprised to say this about, did you see Giants fan sitting in 18th?
Yeah, he's way, way in the back. I think he got in a little scuffle with Yellow Snowman, who we also see in the bottom of the grid.
Yeah, both the Haas drivers sits in 17th and 19th. Tough race for them for sure. And right now the Red Bull, CDR Nathan, is just living La Vida Loca. He's having a good time. Hanging out, goes through the pig's nose just fine. All these drivers, you can see how just nailed into that corner they all are. They keep it as tight as they possibly can. That's crazy how they can keep it so tight, too. That's wild. It's just so nuts for me to watch this level of racecraft. Dougie Falcon's maybe going to make a move on his teammate. Yeah, he goes for it.
Oh, my gosh.
And that's easy done. However, the only other one who made one is Nathan, and Sebi was a pass. And there's Sketchybull looking around the outside into Nathan. Hold on a second. Nathan going to have to defend going into turn 14. And he can't defend it. And now, in fact, he's under pressure from Xylo. Xylo takes the outside line.
There's just going to be so much jockeying for position with these people up front with how close the driving is. And the guy in front is always going to be under attack. We see Rich Sebi up in the lead again. We saw him lose out as he went wide last lap into turn 1. And that Red Bull was able to overtake him down this straight, but he's still able to hold on now. He's got about half a second lead on Sketchybull. No DRS, so he's under attack again. See if he can hold on.
Yeah, speaking of that attack, it's Zeech and Xylo that are really the battle, in my opinion, right now between this little group of cars, because they were going side by side through turn 1, 2, and 3 all together. Absolutely crazy to watch this one. This is so nuts to see how tight these guys have been fighting it. A little bit farther down, I do want to give some love to Don't Blink, who is putting the pressure on Axis. And Dougie Falcon's losing multiple positions, has a terrible exit. And he's now down 3 positions from that one exit. That's crazy. You make a little mistake, you lose 3 positions?
It's such a fast-flying track. Even though you have these hard braking zones, you're flying down these long, curvy straights.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, these guys are going as quick as they humanly can. And there's Axis making another loss of position. Double Ass making a position up. Scornsy also grabbing one off him. Everybody is taking over Axis right now. Look at this. He is a sitting duck to 4 drivers in one straightaway. Oh my gosh. This dude's dropping positions like it's his actual job. This is insane. He just lost another one. That's crazy. He's at the very back of the pack now. The entire DRS train is caboosed by Axis after having had an incredible qualifying position. There he goes into the pits. He must have had some wing damage. He's down at the back. Sounds like somebody liked that joke, but like it's his job. Oh, man. I wonder who that was. Braided Axe actually retires in the pits.
Okay, he's had enough.
Yeah, he's done. Maybe he had some body damage, quite potentially. That's 2 drivers out of this race so far. And another scrappy one. Might be a third one right there. Oh, that's a big crash for CDR Nathan into the wall. He's out
no! That's another safety car. There it is.
Yep, there it is. I saw it coming. Oh, no. Braided Axe either missed a break, or sorry, Nathan either missed a braking point, or he got squeezed up on somebody. I'm not sure, but into turn 3, he eats the wall. It's a very common spot to do it. We're going to watch on Gamer's POV. This is exactly the corner where it happened. Just got a little bit too aggressive on the brakes and hits that gray wall on the left side. If you touch that gray wall, there's almost no way you survive it. It's really hard to.
That one and the corner leading up to the strip straight. It's if you just millimeters off, your wings off, your tire might also be off.
Yep, that's unfortunate what happened to Nathan. It looks like his tire went all the way off. So Snowman has now gotten past the safety car, and he'll be able to get a chance to bunch back up. He's going to be stoked about this. And all the people that started on mediums, this is where their race starts to go well, because now they can throw on some hards. Minico, Bop's Magical Forehead has to make a hard decision. Haha. That's, man, I'm full of puns today. As to what they want to do, because what do you think? I mean, if you were these guys, would you go in and put on some new boots, or would you stay out and take the track position?
No. If I'm them, I stay out. I think they went on mediums hoping, and you know, with the thought that there's going to be not only this safety car, but another one, maybe two, that come out before the end of this thing, and that's what's going to extend the life of these tires. This safety car stays out for maybe 2 or 3 laps, depending on how long it takes these guys who are pitting to join back up. So, and there's quite a few guys way in the back, like Yellow Snowman, who is laboring right now, but he should be helped out quite a bit from the safety car. So I think, Minico does stay out. Magical Forehead, Douglas. So Douglas, I mean, he's the one. Double A's, double S, he's the one, right? Who might be looking in the best prime position with hards, because I think those are the ones that can last for sure.
Now, I know you could basically take a medium on this track the entire way. So assuming you didn't have to change compounds, you could actually go medium the whole way through, and it would work. You can do 12 laps easy on each medium tire, and in my opinion, the people that are actually in the best position is Oizich, Bops, because they just got some fresh mediums. They're looking really good, in my opinion. Bops was the only one out of those ones that did pit earlier to go back in and go for another one. He took the new mediums.
Right.
I think he made the right choice. I think of all the people right now, I think Bops and Zeech are the ones, actually. Personally, those hards are going to die at the end, and these mediums are going to be in a really good position, come the end of this race.
Yeah, I think the mediums just have a much better pace than those hards too. For that, like, what, from when they're around like 20% to 60% degradation. I think they're still a little bit quicker than the hards, and even though they might not have as much life, they're going to be quicker. They're just going to be quicker.
Yeah, it sounds like Sebi got blocked up by an Alfa Romeo double stack.
Oof.
So Zeech and Blink double stacked it up. Zeech obviously getting the advantage of it, but it ended up blocking Sebi out, ironically enough. He lost 3 positions out of that one, though. He definitely still has a whole lot of race to go to make up some positions. We'll be resuming this race at the beginning of lap 14 as Yellow Snowman is trundling down the strip right now. Dude, so Midnight, we said this race is going to be pretty dang good. Did you expect it to be this good, though?
I mean, this is great, right? This is great. There's literally no breath can be taken. Don't blink at all, right? So you don't want to miss any action. There's so much close fighting up at the top, in the back, in the middle of the pack, and these guys are just going to keep switching it around. Now, I'm interested to see how Minico does on the start of the restart. He was our race leader, back in the lead now. Finally, again, he was able to get a bit of a cushion at the start of this race. Let's see if he can do that again.
Yeah, I don't know about that cushion coming back, personally. I think the fact that he's down, with that time penalty. And he also has the tire disadvantage in those 8-lap-old mediums versus the brand new hards, which I think will still be a little bit faster. I'm worried that he's going to be, in the struggle bus to hold on that lead. I think the people that are in the best position high up, like early on in the safety car restart, is probably Sketchy Bull and Xylo. I think those guys, but I think Zeech will quickly, deal with them and start making up some positions. I expect Zeech to make these positions up middle of lap 14. Is when he's going to start moving himself up into 5th and 4th, is my guess. Could be super wrong.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Now, let's take a look at the teams that have been having good races and bad races. The best team so far, I would say, is probably the Alpines as a team.
Right,
looking pretty good. But I think right now in the top 10, there's only one driver of each team in the top 10. I think every team is represented in the top 10 right now, except for Alpine. Alpine's the only one that has a double, because Haas is the only one that has nobody in the top 10. In fact, they're sitting in the bottom 2 positions. Oh, man, Haas. That's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. Yellow Snowman, the lonely man back here. Gamer, his first race back after 2 weeks, a 2-week absence, I believe. So, yeah, just not a race they're looking too happy with so far, halfway through.
Yeah. Now, one super aggressive driver that I did want to mention is at the very back. It's Andy sitting in 15th. He's got a lot of movement to make up. So let's see if this aggressive strategy on the softs pays off for him. Let's go ahead and take a look at the front of the grid though, and watch the safety car restart. I'm watching it from Forehead's point of view because he's the one who's right behind Minico, trying to get up on his gearbox, make a mistake on this restart. Look at how tight he is. Look at that gap. And there he goes. Minico gets a good launch out of him. Douglas was almost alongside Magical Forehead and has to stay behind.
I think that's right.
That was tight. It's almost illegal, but they're fine. Xylo, though, sits in 5th, and Zeech, again, on that tire advantage, but had a terrible restart. He just got caught out. I think he got caught napping a little bit. Xylo looking for a move on the inside of Sketchbook. Sketchbook closes the door hard, and there's a twitchy car right there of double A's. He's going to get double overtaken, and then Xylo maybe going to make for a triple. They're 3 wide going into turn 3. Xylo gonna back out of that one and stay right there. Douglas has to relegate and lose 2 positions. And now Zeech has himself right next to him going into the pig's foot. This is so brave. You said into the chicane it was going to happen, and it's finally happening.
Ooh.
That's as tight as it could get.
Oh no, the Mercedes that goes off.
Oh no, it's Dougie. It's Dougie. Oh, Dougie. Lucky enough, Dougie is in a position where he'll be able to get back on track, no problem. But he's now down to 17th. Oh, that's terrible. Everybody else still in DRS train except for Dougie Falcons. Higher up, it's DTB Rich Sebi right up on the back of the Williams of Double A's, who is in such a vulnerable position. He's losing positions left, right, and center. Cannot seem to hold on to position to save his life. Oh my gosh! Oh no, Rich Sebi and Pops! Big crash!
No!
What
see?
happened? For sure. I'm surprised it's not a full safety car. Rich Sebi's lost all wing. Oh no, on the straightaway of all the places. You hate to see that.
And it is going to bring out a full safety car officially.
Oh, there it is. Yep. Wow. What happened there? Did you
can
catch
only
that?
imagine more jockeying for position, I would say. Yeah, I didn't catch it, but it's going to be... It's at that point where there had to be 2 guys close by and someone they bumped wheels or side pods, you know.
Must have been. It was yeah, that was not a good position for everybody to go side by side and have little problems there. Dougie Falcon's gonna get a free pit stop though, and Sebi obviously will get a chance to get this free pit stop and get back into it. I'm confused. That's what happened because it looked like Sebi was in the lead of it, and then Bob's got turned around, or was it the other way around? I don't even remember anymore. It was so chaotic. I don't even remember. Yeah.
By the time I got around and saw Sebi, he was just perpendicular with the track, and it's like, yeah, you don't want to be facing that way.
Yep, nope, definitely not. Oh man, but it allows Magical Forehead to hold down the lead with Minico down all the way into 12th. He decided to take a pit stop there under safety car. Double A's as well took one. Scornsy sits in 14th, making up some positions here and there. He's definitely having to struggle for it. And Andy on that safety car restart up into 10th now on those relatively fresh softs. Again, the person in the best position right here, it's this guy right here. Owie Zeech sits on 3 lap old mediums that will easily take him to the end of the race.
And our race leader, Minico, also, he pitted for fresh mediums.
Yeah.
Interestingly, yeah.
Yeah, he needed to do that for sure. Since he didn't do it on the lap before, which I think he should have, on the safety car beforehand. Now he had to make advantage of it right here, where he just get a little bit of a freer pit stop. He does still stay in front of Double A's, so still not too bad. But you know, the person that I'm surprised has not had as good of a race, obviously, is Scornsy. I think he's got a whole ton of potential. It's just he keeps getting super unlucky in what he gets caught up in. Somebody who's on the massive come up. Take a look at who's in 8th place right there. That's Giants fan, all the way back in the fight.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't count that man out. He definitely. It seemed like he wasn't having the best race. About a third of the way through, down at the bottom of the pack, but yeah, 8th place with just about 10 laps to go. Once this race gets started, maybe 9 or 8. So he's in prime position here to sneak his way to that top trio, top 4 drivers who've just been battling it out. It feels like.
Yeah, he's never had an easy lap this whole race session for sure. He's had to fight for it as hard as he possibly can. It looks like Sebi is rocking rear and body damage.
That's not good.
I'm curious if whose fault that one was. I'm sure we'll see it in the stewards report in the next few days. But in the meantime, we're locked into this race, and I can't even tell you what I predict at this point because it's been so crazy. There's no way I can guess. I think Magical Forehead should have pit for sure, but he's just got some track position, and maybe he's praying for one more safety car.
Right. But that's
yeah,
only going to hurt,
happens.
right? The later it is, the less
Not necessarily.
chance you have. Okay. Yeah.
I think if he can somehow hold off these guys on hard tires that are right behind him, and Zeech as well in the mediums, if he can hold them off and they get a safety car in the next 3 laps, every single person will go in for brand new softs. Everybody will.
Right,
There's no way they don't. And
yes, you're right. You're right.
At that point, then he still has track position, and he'll be able to go in for brand new softs and hold the lead. Otherwise, if there is not another safety car in the next like 2-3 laps, he's in danger. He's in serious trouble. So he's fighting on it. It looks like Sebi has admitted fault for that incident with Bops. Says he squeezed him. That's unfortunate. It was a pretty great racing all the way up until that point too. So I know it wasn't on purpose. Of course, it was just a heat of the moment thing. But you know what? We live to fight another day, and we appreciate the honesty and the integrity that he always shows. So that's one thing I love about Rich Sebi, man. This guy is always full of just being positive, and he's never the kind of guy that tries to get away with something. He's just a good character to have on the grid. And so even though he is currently down at the bottom, I always wish him good luck every single race because he's just so fun to have on here, isn't he?
I mean, he's a great driver. I mean, he doesn't usually find himself into any incidents like that too. So it's a little surprising to see him down there.
That is true. It's very true. Now we got Magical Forehead going to be restarting this grid right here. Sketchy Bolt sits in second and Xylo in third. Here we go again. Another safety car restart. This is, I think, our third one already of this race, but we haven't hit the maximum. So we still got 2 more to go, ladies and gentlemen. It's still possible. Magical Forehead gets a good launch. Sketch Bolt, pretty good one as well. And Xylo caught a little bit napping. Somebody who found them out, though, was Don't Blink and Axis. Both of them really on it. Axis really on it. Gonna make a move on the inside of the turn 1 on Don't Blink, and it's done and dusted early right there, actually. The Alfa Romeo had nothing to say about that one. Actually, just kidding. Don't Blink held it on the outside. Hold on a second. How did he do that? That's insane. So Don't Blink still holds himself into 5th. I have no idea how he defended that one. That's crazy. Axis sits in 6th. And behind that is Speedy Goose in 7th, Giants Fan in 8th. And Giants Fan making a little bit of a squirrely moment. Hard on the brakes, probably a little bit too much rear brake pressure. Got a little squirrely going into turn 3. And they're going into the pig's foot. What do you think about my analogies? The pig's foot versus the pig's nose versus the pig's butt?
That's exactly what it is.
It's perfect, right?
It looks like a pig.
100%
upside down.
does. It's exactly. When I first saw it too, it was too obvious to not even make a comment on it, and it's helped me, identify my turn numbers super well. We've got a yellow flag in the back. Oh, it's Rich Sebi with that body damage. I'm wondering if he's going to continue or if he's going to go ahead and retire in the pits. Right now, Sketchy Bull sits in second, going to make a pass on Magic Forehead. He was a sitting duck. And Xylo also going to make for it, too. Zeech will not have the pace to grab it, but it's a 3-wide fight in front of them. Is Magic Forehead going to tuck in? Yeah, he tucks in behind the Ferrari. Going to try to get some double draft. Is he? Nah, he can't find it. He decided it's best to relegate and let them have it. Zeech sits behind in 4th. Almost makes a mistake to Zeech. Double taps the wall a little bit in Axis. Alongside Don't Blink going into the final corner. This scares me. Backs out. Okay. Smart racecraft from Axis right there. Smart racecraft.
Yeah, from the man who's going to get this race DSQ, unfortunately.
It's funny how that works out. Now we got Gamer trying to make the move around the outside of Speedy Goose. Does not have it happen. Speedy Goose had pretty good defense into turn 1, but Gamer tried for it. Speedy Goose getting a little squirrely going out of turn 2. Oh my gosh. Ooh, these guys are pushing it. They are really on the ragged edge right now. Zeech also on that ragged edge, sits on that tire advantage over everybody else ahead of him. Just 2/10 away from another position and actually get podium as of right now. And again, with that huge tire advantage, the person that holds up him in a podium shot right now is the guy on the worst tire on the grid, the 13-lap-old mediums of Magical Forehead. I see this. I see this getting overtaken here in the straightaway. What do you think?
I think you're right. I mean, these tires are almost like they're done. Essentially, they've given all they can in terms of being competitive.
Yeah,
if you're Magical Forehead.
I agree. They're definitely at the end of their life now. However, Zeech looks like he's not really burning much ERS. There he goes, finally starting to burn it. And there's the move done. It's weird how the exit of that corner wasn't super sensational. But then it started to really start shifting around the middle of that straightaway, and it's a late break from both of them, and he has to relegate. Magic Forehead, though, doing it as late as possible, so Zeech couldn't get too much of an advantage, and Zeech gets a little squirrely. Ooh, Magic Forehead way squirrely. You were talking about the tires running out of grip.
That's it, man. That's where you're seeing those signs, and especially when you're trying to get that power down, he's going to be feeling it. He might feel it a little around this turn, too. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm curious. This is an easy spot for people to make mistakes, especially this corner right here. Turn 2 is where I see the most mistakes. He's planted. He held it down.
Yeah.
But Don't Blink is not too far away, so he's sniffing down that tailpipe, looking for an opportunity. But the opportunity doesn't present itself quite yet. A little bit farther down, we got Miniko sits in 10th after setting it on pole position. He's far away as well. What a howler of a back end of this race. I'm curious as to what exactly happened with him. I think it was just a mistake on the pit stop strategies. Goes almost directly into the wall under braking. That's crazy how he has so much bravery to brake in a straight line, headed right at that wall. But he seemed fine. I can't do that, man. I have to be turning when I'm braking. What about you?
Oh yeah, I tried a little dangerous move around that and was driving the last 6 laps with a broken right end plate.
Oh,
so
well.
don't break straight into that wall and don't go side by side.
Yep. Those two combined is definitely a recipe for disaster. That's scary. Now, I'm curious if Zeech's going to be able to get back into this DRS zone, as Sketchybull and Xylo are scrapping it out for sure, but it's not a hardcore scrap. It's basically, they're letting each other pass on the DRS zone. So Zeech has to have a really good finish. Miniko, what? Miniko into turn 14. Big crash. Oh, he's way off on the right side. Huge, and that's Giants fan getting collected with it as well. Where's the safety car? Surprisingly, none of it.
I think it's happened off of the corner, off of the track.
And so no safety car will get pulled.
Has no wing.
Oh my gosh. Miniko, after being on pole, is out of this race. A Giants fan sitting in second place in the championship. So first and second in the championship. Both now Gamer out in the pits. He's done as well. We just lost 3 drivers in the matter of 30 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
What? What is going on? And Sketchybull and Xylo are scrapping it so hard for the lead in this race. In the second sector, too, of all places. They're going for switchbacks and everything. And Sebi, on a broken car, sets the fastest lap of the race. Okay. There goes Xylo. Oh, look at that. Did you see that smart move right there from Sketchybull? He just let Xylo have the position.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you got it. Yeah, exactly. We saw a lot of this going on. Oh, no. Oh.
What is
3 cars going around.
Wait, hold on. Speeding us up. No.
What's going on? Dougie Falcon's pushing.
Oh, whoa. That's a full pileup.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. That is
it looks like the safety cars is done. The safety cars had enough.
Oh, yep. Safety car's done. Wow. What just happened into the pig's nose? We had a big moment. I think it probably started because who was it that got a little sideways? Xylo did, and probably everybody behind him started checking up, and then it just caused mayhem behind. And Zeech has lost so much time. He's all the way down in 6th position now after holding down a podium spot. And Magical Forehead's found himself back on the podium. What the heck? Sketchybull sits in 2nd. Xylo leading the race. Double A is in 4th. What is going on? An Axis in 5th, but going to lose that position. So,
Double A's. Oh,
man. Not quite yet. Not quite.
He's looking in prime position here, though.
Oh!
What is this?
Double A's just made 3 out of turn 3. What just happened, dude? That is the move of the century. That was absolutely incredible. What a spot for Double A's to grab some positions. And now he sits in the lead of the race on the best tires of the entire grid with a very good chance of winning this thing. He's now already out of DRS as well. And I don't think Xylo's going to be able to catch him up coming out of this corner. Double A's just kidding. Double A's a huge mistake. And he breaks somebody else as well.
Oh, Axis also crashed into Double A's.
Oh my golly gee. What? That was a terrible read right from Double A's. And now Xylo and Sketchable back in the lead of the race. This is crazy. And we got Magic Forehead sits in 3rd again after Double A's had the win. totally in the bag after that lap. Just makes a terrible braking spot, and then he had the best overtake of the night, and then messes up on braking. And there's a glitch out right there from Xylo. He just lost positions off of glitching. Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
Down to third. That's tough. And yeah, that broke some people. That's tough. Now, double ace. How is he? He's alive? Wait, hold on. He's got a wing still? Oh, no. His front right wing plate is broken. Dougie sits in fifth. What about this one? Is it Sketchable and Magical Forehead now fighting it with Xylo? Just lost 2 positions. He sits in third.
They're all still so close.
Dude, they're scrapping it. 10-lap-old hards versus 17-lap-old mediums. Forehead, I thought he was going to have to pit, but he's held it out this long. He's going to go 20 laps on those mediums at this rate. That's crazy talk.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
But he's got the grip. Look at this. He's actually going to make a move on Sketchable. Sketchable trying to play DRS chicken, and it's working.
Because he's had at least, what, 5 or 4 laps under safety car on those tires, so they're not totally worn. But still, it's as he's gone up into first. It's going to be interesting to see if he can hold on to this here. He's going to be under attack from DRS now.
I think he's going to lose 2 of the positions right here because that's obviously one done and dusted so easy from Sketchable. And Xylo now going to grab that second one. Oh, Xylo, of course, actually just glitching backwards. So that's saving Magical Forehead as Xylo's internet is ruining the race for him. Magical Forehead now half a second back, though, from Sketchable, who might have an opportunity to run away with this thing in the last couple laps. But Magical Forehead is not going to give it to him that easy. He just gained 0.2 of a second in that final chicane. Dougie Falcons sits in 5th, looking for a spot on Double A's. Double A's holding him up like crazy. Dougie Falcons trying to find his way through. I'm sure he'll get him right here into the spot. Yep, there it is. Easy done and dusted. Dougie Falcons going to go side by side through turn 17 and going to have it done and dusted. Pretty simple. Sketchable still holds the lead. Magical Forehead sits in second. Xylo in third. Dude, the back end, these last 5 laps have been as chaotic as I think we've ever seen, with as few safety cars as we've ever seen from this level of chaos. This is ridiculous. The ratio is nuts. And there goes Sketchable losing position. And Magical Forehead back in the lead. Sketchable has to back out of it. Sebi has retired. On the track. Oh, no. Sebi must have crashed coming out of the final corner, or the second last corner. I'm not surprised though, with body damage and all that kind of stuff. The fact that he lasted this long is so impressive. Wow.
And Xylo, as you mentioned, struggling with those internet issues, but he's still on the tail of Sketchable in the Alpine, and he's not done yet.
Nowhere near. They're how far ahead from 4th?
7.5 seconds. So they've got a lot of breathing room now.
Yeah, they could fight, and they don't need to worry about losing positions. They can go as hard as they possibly can. And Jordan putting something out in chat. He says, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. We never speak about this race week again. And I'm sure there are plenty of other people who will agree with you on that one. And Sketchable is going to breeze through for the race lead once again. Now let's think about the DRS chicken. There goes Xylo actually getting in front of Magical Forehead. It finally happened. The internet did not do him dirty. And Xylo now takes second place currently. We were looking at the DRS chicken strategies right here, right? We think about it this way. Whoever's currently sitting in second at the end of a lap will oftentimes finish in first, right?
Right.
And so right now we're starting lap 24, which means Xylo starts lap 24 in second. He'll probably finish lap 24. Oh, in first, just kidding! Magical Forehead breaks a wing. That's it.
And that's going to be it for him.
Magical Forehead, he just has to hold on to the podium position. And so now it's just a battle between Xylo and Sketchable. I was about to do this crazy 3-person permutation hypothetical thing, but it doesn't even matter because it's literally just these two.
Because it feels like that guy in third might have had the advantage, right? Coming down that long strip straight.
Forehead would have had it because he would have been moved up to second. Sketchable would have gone down to third, and Xylo would have been up in first. And then the next lap after that, starting in lap 25, Magical Forehead starts lap 25 in second. Well, he would probably take the lead at the end of that one. But now it's DRS chicken again, and Sketchable plays the chicken well. He lets Xylo get through, but what is Xylo going to do here? Is he going to be pretty cheeky on the brakes? I've seen Giants fan do me dirty one time here. That's exactly what it did to me. It's so genius how you can do that, and he's playing it very smart. But Magical Forehead's now getting an opportunity to get back in this thing. And
this
Xylo
is huge.
Has to make 7/10 up on this straightaway. He may have overdone the cheeky moves. Sketchable, though, has absolutely no energy whatsoever left. There's Xylo charging, hard charging, and Magical Forehead with no downforce, of course. He's just flying. Look at that, man. The crazy overspeed. That's nuts. I mean, he's going to hold up Xylo like crazy now. Hold on a second. This could be the ticket for Sketchy Bull's win because Magic Forehead is holding up Xylo with the damage.
Yeah, he's looking okay, and it's only his left end plate on this front wing that he's missing. So it's not too crazy as they're going side by side.
Oh, what a move from Xylo! Wow, that was the spot to do it though. I mean, that's the spot where he's going to be the weakest for Magic Forehead. So that was a great move. Xylo holds down second now. He's definitely on the charge. It is going to be a last corner of the last lap kind of win right here. I can guarantee you that. As we're getting into this final lap here. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. Xylo taking the widest line possible on his way into the pig's foot. Bit of a sketchy moment there from Sketchy Bull. They're both getting a little bit squirrely, actually. And Dougie Falcons is still 7 seconds away from this podium spot, so it's not going to be done. There's Xylo again, staying behind Sketchy Bull. Look at this, and Magical Forehead's just making a decision. He says, do I want to let them do it? Do I not want to let them do it? I guarantee you Xylo's going to go for the exact same move again. He's going to go wide right there. Sketchy Bull knew it, though. Sketchy Bull was so wise to it. Look at that. Sketchy Bull is not going to get fooled a second time. And Xylo, after playing his cards a little bit too early 1 lap prior, is going to lose that first place position on the final straight, almost certainly. But it's going to come down to turn 14. I think Sketchy Bull will have it. He's way out in front of it. Magical Forehead grabs second place, and they're bumper to bumper.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit of a bump draft there.
Oh, Xylo thought about sneaking his way into it, but he can't sneak his way into it. Magical Forehead will, I think, hold down second place pretty convincingly. It's going to be a drag race to the line. There's 3 drivers going for it. That's Magical Forehead pulling out to the side. Does he have it?
Is this? Magical
Forehead got it. No freaking way at the final corner. Forehead has grabbed the win with Sketchy Bull coming in with second and Xylo in third by a 0.5 of a second. Dougie into fourth and Double A is in fifth. What?
And we thought Magical was out it when he just turned it into the turn 1 wall on lap 24. We thought it was all over for him.
Dude, I am speechless. That is unreal. That is absolutely unreal.
The victory away at the last second.
What a way to win the race. Magical Forehead is, I would argue, the most deserving Moose Racing League winner of the season so far. For that strategy masterclass, the on-the-fly thinking. He saw them playing DRS chicken at the end, and he said, you know what, I've got the top-end speed. I'm going to let them duke it out, and I'm just going to sneak my way through. And he falls on his way to the podium, but you know what? He's not too mad about that embarrassment because he sits on the top of it, representing USA on the AlphaTauri for a win here in Vegas. Oh, my gosh, dude.
Oh, you love to see it. Exactly what we wanted to see. An exciting finish here in the City of Sin. You can ask for much more.
No, you could not. Holy crap, Oli. These drivers are obviously well deserving of that champagne. They fought all the way to the very end. I don't think either one of those 3 are probably going to be upset with each other because they're all going to say, you know what? Each one of us 3 could have been a well-deserving driver for that win tonight. And it just happened to go to Magical Forehead tonight with the win. Sketchy Bull in second, Xylo in third. Dougie Falcons bringing him a 4th place after starting in 19th. And Zeech coming home in 5th after starting in 18th. Unreal drives from them. Double A is in 6th. Andy grabs home 7th. Well done to Andy. Mega points so far. Bobson to 8th. Scornsy in 9th. There we go. Scornsy's on the board again. And Axis, who will get DQ'd, is sitting in 10th. We got Yellow Snowman going to grab a point because of that one, actually. Don't Blink in 12th. Giants Fan in 13th. And Sebi and Down are all DNF. Giants Fan in the back. Jeez. I'm at a loss for breath. Oh my gosh. That was pretty nuts.
Man, Qatar was hard to keep up with the action, but it was actually this was
light
insane.
Work compared to this, huh?
This was insane.
You want to go ahead and ask any of those guys if they want to jump to the interview room?
We've already got our P2 and P3 guys in the interview waiting room. We will go ahead and bring our P3 finisher, Mr. Xylo, up into the lobby now.
What's going on, Xylo? How are you doing, man? Congratulations on a P3. Obviously, not the finish that you wanted, but still, that's the finish that everybody watching wanted. Tell me about how you're feeling.
You know, I'm not the best, I'll be honest. I think I could have got like a P2, maybe a P1, but
yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. It happens. Move forward.
Yeah. Dude, that was That was the scrappiest finish we've seen so far all season for the podium. It was awesome because all three of you guys were going to be getting a podium basically no matter what. But, you know, the fact that it just happens to come down to a DRS chicken game, which I saw your strats, and I love that strats. That actually worked on me one time. Giants fan did it to me so dirty. But I think you just pulled your cards one lap too early, and it kind of let Sketchable know you were going to do that. However, the person I did not expect to see come through was that Alpha Tauri. Tell me what was going through your mind when you just saw him zoom through on that final straight.
I mean, I think it was expected. I think Sketchy had some damage. I feel like he was like a lot slower in the corners than I was. So, I mean, with Sketchy's damage, I think he would have to brake early. So seeing the AlphaTauri like pass him on like the last corner, I feel like that was like heavily expected since I think he had damage.
It's funny because the AlphaTauri also was missing a whole end plate.
Oh.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how he was able to keep it so collected. I think he must have just like practiced, literally just like driving without an end plate. He must have, because there's no way that somebody's that good without an end plate. That was just crazy. But, you know, I will say for you to have had such a rough season so far, to come back for this solid of a result where each one of you three was deserving of that win, and it just happened to come down to who happens to make the one right choice in the final lap. Like, honestly, man, you've got a ton to be proud of. That was an incredible race and a great bounce back.
Yeah, it is. I mean, hopefully I can get this result continuously in the next coming races, since the last races I've been participating in, and it hasn't not ended that well. I've been like out of the point sometimes with like maybe I just make too many mistakes, but I don't know, maybe next game in the future I'll like do better.
Absolutely. I think you will, man. You still got half a season to go. Tons of room for good stuff to happen. So I'm excited to see how the rest of the season goes. But, you know, until then, man, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for a great race tonight, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night.
All right. Thanks. You too. Thanks.
See you later, Skater.
See you.
So I'm guessing we're bringing in Sketchable next, huh?
Yes, sir. We're bringing in Sketchable, our P2 finisher right now.
Oh, boy. Is that Mr. Oh.
And he left.
Oh, he left. Oh, it's one of those where you might not have the permissions, or he's on Xbox probably. Let's go ahead and
he's back. He's back. Let me get it back. He's back. He's back. There he is. Here he is. Sketchable.
Mr. Sketchable, how are you doing? Congratulations on a P2 result. How are you feeling? Oh, he's gone. There he is.
Leaving.
Hey, can you hear us, Sketchy?
Yeah, I got disconnected. It kept disconnecting me.
Well, we're here now. How you feeling, man? What a P2 result, dude. Great racing.
I would say I'm happy, but at the same time, I'm not.
Yep.
I mean,
that was the same thing that Xylo said.
I can officially say my streak continues of getting podiums every season.
Yep.
But my heart broke when I saw Forehead pass me on the last straight.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, no!
That was crazy. I was not expecting to have that much of an overspeed, advantage. He was obviously looking pretty solid on that second to last straight, but it was that DRS chicken that you and Xylo were playing on that little, right after the front hoof of the pig going into the nose, going into turn 12. Like, the fact that you guys would every single lap, back to back to back, would keep going DRS chicken. And I think you knew that final lap, you were like, oh, Xylo, he's going to go ahead and take the lead, and then he's going to go super wide into that turn 12 and let me go through, because that's the DRS is after that turn. So that was really smart of you to slow down extra, but I think because the fact that you slow down extra is what gave Magical Forehead that win.
You want to know why I was so slow out off those corners?
Huh.
My bad. You want to know why I was so slow?
Absolutely.
I had 2 yellow wings. Both wings were yellow. So those 3 laps, I was crawling through turns 2 and the last 2 chicanes.
That's crazy, man.
Because I knew if I tried to stay in front, I would have lost the podium. I would have lost first place or second place.
Yep.
So all I did was do what Verstappen did, what Max and Charles did at Saudi a year ago, and play DRS chicken.
Yeah.
And it paid off. I got baited with Xylo, but I knew he was going to do it again, so I literally braked earlier. And I'm like, all right, I got this.
That was really smart. The fact that you knew it was going to happen a second time was where the genius strats came through. Now, he could have been super, super, aggressive and just anticipated on you thinking that he was going to do it again and then just not done it. And he may have actually gotten like a 7/10 advantage on that one corner, but he didn't do it. And because of the fact that he went for it, you got yourself that P2. And it was just totally unlucky that Magical Forehead just happened to still be fighting in there. He was also on a damaged wing as well, which is crazy. And he saved his ERS super well. So I think he had like 35% going to that final lap. So he was chilling.
That's why my name is Most Cursed Driver. That's why my nickname's called the most cursed driver.
And that's it. Well, hey, you know, you're taking it from Minico, that's for sure. I think he probably deserves that one. Otherwise, you guys are pretty close on that one. But otherwise, man, great race, dude. It was super, super fun, and I'm excited to see you next week. I hope this streak of good results continues, and maybe you get another win.
I hope so.
All right, man. I'll chat to you later.
All right, here's Magical Forehead, our Tier 1 winner.
Mr. Forehead, how the heck are you, my man? What a way to win in Vegas.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm doing great. Crazy that last me up.
Yeah, okay, so I think it was on lap 22 or 23. You came around turn 1, got a little bit squirrely, and the front left clipped the wall, and it was an end plate gone. And I literally said on the broadcast, you'll probably watch it back, you'll be like, oh, Magical Forehead, he's lost his chance at a win. Oh, he's gone as well. He's lost a chance at staying in this lobby. There he is. Now he's back.
My bad.
You're good. You're good. So I was saying on the broadcast, as soon as I saw you lose that front end plate, I said on the broadcast, I said, Magical Forehead, he's locked in 3rd place. There's no way he can do any better. But then the 2 guys in front of you decided to play shenanigans and keep DRS chickening each other every single lap. What was going through your head when you kept watching Xylo and Sketchy Bull slow down a full second out of the front hoof?
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, there's no way I keep up in the tight section. Thought I was going to be out of DRS. But then I just tried to like stick behind them, and I didn't play DRS chicken just to stay with them. Then I just had the most DRS in the last lap, and then I got the win.
Yep. Yeah, when I saw you get that overspeed coming out of the final chicane, I was mind blown. I didn't think that you had that much left, but you had like, what, 30% still at the very end?
Yeah, I had a lot.
Dude, that's crazy. Crazy good job to save it, too, and just be like, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
There's a chance I'll give myself that opportunity. Now, if you would have been closer to some people behind you, because you had a 7-second nearly gap to cars behind you, do you think you would have been playing that same strategy, or do you think you would have done something a little differently?
I would not be playing DRS chicken. There's like a ton of people there, but so it was just us 3, then a massive gap, so I knew they were gonna like play DRS chicken. I just had to see what they did first.
Yeah. Well, man, you played it absolutely to perfection. The strategies were phenomenal. And that was, in my opinion, I even said on the broadcast, that is the most well-deserved win I've seen all season long. That is absolutely exceptional.
Thanks,
that was so good. It could have gone to anybody in the last, like, 7 laps. There was at least 6 people with a solid chance of it. And then 1 lap later, it just, like, everybody falls off except for you 3. And I'm like, oh, okay. We know what's going to happen now. So that was pretty nuts. Now, we're going into Spain next week. I'm not sure what you think about Spain. Now, do you love it? Do you hate it? Is it a bane of your existence? How you feel?
I mean, you can't really overtake that easily, so I don't really like it that much, but it's a fun track to drive, definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of fast corners. Especially with that final chicane gone, thank God.
Yep.
This thing's terrible.
Okay, so this is where I'm weird. I actually really liked the final chicane. Everybody thinks I'm weird for this one, but I
Really?
genuinely did. Yeah, I liked it. But I like the new layout, too. I think they're both fun. They're both equally as fun. It definitely changes the way you go about your setup, though. So that's one really interesting thing about it. That little change, literally just changing 2 corners, changes the entire setup. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what you can put up next week. And that was your, by far, like the best result I've seen you have so far this season. Was that your 2nd win this season?
Yeah, I won in Qatar too.
Yep. Yeah, it was the 1 week that I wasn't here. That's what I thought. So, heck yeah, man. Win number 2. I think that puts you in the lead of the championship as well. So, congratulations for leading the championship here.
Minico DNF'd.
Correct.
Giants fin
Yeah.
Where did
Giants
Giants finish? Do you guys know?
He was last place.
Out of the points, yeah.
Out of the... Oh, okay.
13th. Yep, 13th. So yeah, you got that championship lead. So congratulations, and I wish you the best of luck to hold it next week in Spain.
Yeah, thanks, man.
We'll see you later.
Yeah, see you guys.
Alrighty, Midnight. Well, that was a phenomenal race, was it not?
Oh yeah, super exciting. Can't ask for a better finish than that.
I think I'm gonna need to drink some hot tea. I think my vocal cords are gone. That's what I need right now. Well, hey, what everybody else also needs to do is they need to go watch the NA race because that's starting in just a few minutes. And Midnight, you're already in the lobby, are you not?
You know it already. We got 16 drivers ready so far. I think we might get a couple more with some reserves stepping in. So it's looking like it might be another exciting race.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
Well, I wish everybody that's racing in the MRL no assist race the best of luck. A lot of people are saying Vegas never on the calendar again, but after watching that race, I don't know. I think I need to see it once a week because that was exceptional. That was about as good as it could possibly get. I wish you the best luck tonight, midnight, in your no assist race. And for everybody that watched, thank you so much. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I'm excited to see you guys next week. Remember, go jump into the no assist race. This broadcast will pop you right over to it automatically. But go give them a watch and a listen and some love. Our wonderful commentators over there, Malcolm Age and Pat the Rock, always give us some amazingly great commentator, comms, and the racing is exceptional. So you're gonna have a good time. Alrighty, Midnight. Anything else before we head out of here?
Oh no, this was exactly why I tell everyone to get their popcorn ready, and you can't expect anything better than this. So, hats off to the first half of the season. Let's finish the second half the same way. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, guys. We'll see y'all later. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.